G'day everyone. Today we're going to be looking at all the things that we love about our van, all the features that make van life really practical and easy for us. So we're going to go through that list now. So first on the list, I'm putting the bathroom. I'm grouping the shower and toilet together and not talking specifically about the individual components, but just the functionality that having a bathroom with a shower and a toilet provides. For us, it means we can camp at a lot of free camps, a lot of cheaper camps like the one we're at the moment that don't have facilities. It means if we do a cheeky park up somewhere as well, we can still have a shower, use the toilet. But yeah, it really opens up a lot of doors for us. It's also really nice if we go for a hike or a mountain bike ride, which we do a fair bit of, and then we come back, we can have a shower if we need to. It's a really nice feature to have, and I'm really glad that we put this in, so that's going on the top of the list for us. Number two, I'm gonna put the toilet on there. So I have grouped the bathroom together as number one, but number two, and I'm talking number two, not the number two, no, not that number two. I'm talking number two with the type of toilet that we went with. So we have the Nature's Head toilet, but I'm not putting it on here for the Nature's Head toilet specifically. I'm putting it on here for the type of toilet, which is a composting or a separating toilet. And that's for the fact that it gives us so much flexibility in terms of using the toilet. So we use this toilet a lot, unless there's a toilet that's really convenient at our camp, like if it smells a bit or it's a little bit too far, we are gonna use our toilet, and we use it pretty much every day. But the nice thing with the separating toilet is that we only have to empty the solids. For Brooke and I, we're both using this toilet, so it lasts us about 4 to 5 weeks before we need to change that. So it means we're not looking for dump points and things like that all the time. We do have the urine compartment at the front, the pee bucket. We do need to change that a bit more often, every say 2 to 3 days, but there's a lot more flexibility in where you can dump that, as it's just pee at the end of the day. But yeah, to be clear, I'm talking about the type of toilet, not specifically the Nature's Head. We do like the Nature's Head toilet. There are definitely other ones out there, and there's some cheaper alternatives as well, which, you know, if we were doing this build again, might look more into one of those cheaper alternatives, something like a Trolino toilet from Germany, which is a bit cheaper than the Nature's Head. But yeah, it's really that type of toilet and the functionality that gives. There's also no smell from it as well, which is a really nice feature because it's got a built-in fan and all that. So yeah, really happy with the way that that's working for us and that we chose that specific toilet. So still on the topic of our bathroom and shower setup, I'm putting number 3 on as our instant gas hot water setup. Having instant gas hot water has been such a nice luxury to have. Obviously it's not an essential, but it's been really nice. So we've got a panel on the wall, we can set the temperature that we want. If we need to do the dishes, we've got hot water. If we decide we're gonna have a shower, you know, we've gone for a swim or a hike or whatever, and we want to jump in and have a hot shower, we can just do that. Or, you know, we pull up late at camp, we can just jump in. The hot water is always there. And yeah, just having that instant gas hot water has been definitely not a necessity, but a very nice luxury to have in the van. So next up on the list is our off-grid solar system. This has been so good for us. The way it's all been set up has worked so well. We've been able to run laptops, charge our bikes. I even run the coffee machine every morning, and we've never had to worry about power at all. Like, I'll check it in the morning and maybe at night, but it's never an issue. Normally when we wake up, it's sitting about 90% charge, so we lose about 10% of the battery overnight. It's something that's just been working really well. It's probably an over-engineered or overkill solution, but for us it means we never have to worry about power. We often choose to park in the shade, which is funny enough when you've got solar panels on the roof. And yeah, when it's hot, we'll park in the shade, we'll camp in the shade, and when we're moving a bit, we're charging when we're driving. So our system includes 600 watts of solar on the roof. We've got 400 amps of lithium battery in parallel, so it's a 12 volt system. We've got a 50 amp Renogy DC-DC charger. We've also got a 60 amp Renogy solar MPPT charger. We've got a 3 kilowatt inverter as well, and all of that is just working really nicely together. I know I've seen a lot of van lifers and talked to people who struggle a bit with their power and their solar power. Just has not been an issue for us with the way we've set our solar system up. And we're really happy with the products that we chose and the way we chose to set it up as well. But yeah, power's never anything we have to worry about, and it has made van life a lot easier as well. Staying on the topic of our off-grid setup, the water tanks that we've got and the water storage for fresh water is the next thing that I'm going to put on the list. So we've got 2 tanks under the van, which equals about 100 litres, and then we've got a reserve tank inside the van as well, which equals around 100 litres as well. And From what I've seen, this is a fair bit of water for van life or people that do van builds. It was something we could do because of the van we had and the weight limit that we had and we were working with. We actually talked to one family that were traveling from Denmark, family of 4 traveling in a hired van, a commercial fit out van. They hadn't used the shower in that van for 4 weeks that they'd been on the road because the van only had 80 litres of water. So they were relying on staying at caravan parks and camping spots that had facilities and using the showers there. Our water setup means that we are pretty self-reliant for about 4 days. It lasts us, about 4 days. We could probably stretch it out to 6 or 7 if we really tried. But that's us having, say, a 2-minute shower each every day, washing up, drinking, cooking, all of that. It means we can go off grid for, a couple of days at a time, not have to worry about water, running out of water or anything like that. And I'm really glad that we put that much water storage in because it makes the van so much more functional. We can shower every day, which is really nice. So next up, we've got our table. So we put this in so we'd have somewhere to sit and somewhere to use it, but it wasn't actually something we thought we'd use that much. And it turns out we've used it a fair bit. When it's been cold and such, we've been sitting inside, having dinner there. We've also been doing some editing, some computer work and such at the table. And we actually have used it, pretty much every day. And it wasn't something that we thought we were going to use that much at all, but we're so glad we put it in. And we're glad the way it is. It's easy to use, but it tucks nicely out of the way. Something that we didn't plan for with the table was that it actually doubles as extra bench space. When it pulls out, we realized that we can use it in the kitchen to make a third side in the kitchen and extra bench space for prep, which has been a nice feature and wasn't something that we planned for at all. Moving down the list, we have our kitchen. So first off, having a fixed kitchen is so nice. Previously in our iLoad, we had all our kitchen stuff in drawers. We had our stove, we had a bucket for washing up, and we had a jug of water. And every time we wanted to make food, we had to set up a table outside. We're often setting up an awning to cook under that as well. So having everything fixed in place and just ready to go has been so nice. While we don't have a lot of bench space in terms of a normal kitchen, I think actually for a van, we've got quite a bit, and there's plenty of prep space as long as we're keeping it neat and tidy. And it's working really well for us. We've got the stove there and the sink next to it. Sink's a good size, but not too big. We're making use of a portable drainer board, so we're maximizing the bench space when we need it and the drying space when we need that. Probably the only things that aren't super convenient in the kitchen are the space under the sink, and that's just because we haven't properly optimized our storage under there. And the other thing is the corner cabinet, which is accessed from the outside. We don't actually have a lot of stuff that we use every day in the kitchen in there, but there's a couple of bigger things. The bigger fry pan and also the blender is stored in there, so when we are using that, we do have to go around to get it. But other than that, the kitchen's working really well for us and we're really happy with the layout. The upright fridge is a really nice feature in the kitchen as well. It fits everything that we need. We fit enough food in there for a week easily, and we're really happy that we chose the fridge that we did and an upright fridge as well. But yeah, overall, we're really happy with the kitchen layout and how it's all working for us. I'm gonna put the coffee machine on the list as the next item. So Brooke doesn't actually drink coffee, so this one is just there for me. It was a late addition in the build. I kind of just included that right before we left, welded up a custom bracket to hold it in place. That's been sitting there for around 10,000 Ks now. It hasn't moved at all, but having fresh coffee every morning has been such a treat. I've loved having the coffee machine in the van. I'm so glad we put it in, and it's definitely one of my favorite features to be able to have a nice coffee wherever we are in the world. While we're in the kitchen, another feature that we really like is the double sliding doors in the van. So this wasn't something that we planned on originally, but when we found the van that had the 2 doors, we decided to make use of it. We actually changed our layout to make it work, but it's really nice to be able to open that door up. And depending where we are, we've sometimes got a really nice view out of there. It also gives us really good airflow in the van. It also means we can pick and choose which door we want. Sometimes we pull up somewhere in the middle of the day, the sun's glaring in, so we can pick and choose which door we want to open to minimize how much heat and sun's coming in. So we could just shut the door that we normally come in through and open that door up and have it shaded and have air coming in through there. But yeah, we're really happy that we went with the 2 sliding doors. The last thing I wanted to talk about was our built-in bike storage tray, which is under our bed. So Brooke and I are both mountain bikers, and having the bikes in the van, out of the weather, out of sight, has been really nice. It works really well. We pull the tray out, we're able to get the bikes off easily and we don't have to worry about them too much being in there. And we're really glad that we put this in. Previously we had the bikes on a rack on the back of our iLoad, which worked fine, but it's definitely something that's always in the back of your mind if you leave the van or anything like that, and it's much more comforting having them inside the van. Yeah, we're really glad that we put the bike tray in. Thanks for watching. We hope this video has helped you out and you found it useful. If you want to see things that we might not do again in the build, we did a video on that. We've also done a full van tour if you're interested in seeing more of the van, and we also did the whole build as a playlist, so you can check that out as well.